Hey there, stars. Tiv here, and today we're talking about, well, no, not Missing Link Convoy, but the next best thing. That's right, we're talking about the Deluxe Class Legacy United G1 Universe Optimus Prime. So without further ado, let's ram right in, starting with the robot mode aesthetics. So in my opinion, sculpt-wise, this toy is immensely faithful to the original Generation 1 toy. Even the unique head sculpt shape. Being a toy person first and foremost, I appreciate all the nods to toy versions of the characters recently. Mostly all of the nods towards toy characters recently. And color-wise, I love the vibrant pop of the red, the stark contrast with the greenish yellow of the eyes, and the silver paint apps on the fuel tanks and truck stripe really just look fantastic. Now, when it comes to Prime's accessories, he has his smokestacks, which, they were marketed as extra guns, but they honestly fit super loosely into his hands, and it doesn't really work in my opinion. Then he's got an ion rifle based on the later version of the G1 toys. And then he's got a thicker ion rifle based on the version that he had back when the toy first released. And unlike his Generation 1 counterpart, he can actually hold both of these guns. Now he's also got his signature Energon axe, which is fine. It's nothing to write home about, but it's fine. He's also got a Matrix, which is transparent blue, which is neat and all, but like, he can't hold it and it just kind of takes up space in there. Since this was such a toy-centric kind of release, I personally would have preferred they left the chest space hollow so I could put a Dianaut in there or something. Now, as we move on to the posability, I have to say this man's posability is honestly immaculate. He's got amazing rotation at the leg, a great knee, solid toe and ankle articulation, and that's not to mention a slightly hidden but amazing 360 at the waist. His arm articulation is fantastic in all regards, but he does lack a wrist joint. But of course, he's got that head on a ball joint too. You can pretty much get this guy into any pose you might want, from superhero landing, to fight scenes, to repping NB Pride, handstands, or even being Kamen Rider? If I have to be honest, this robot mode is the most fun I've had with a non-weaponizer deluxe in years. But before we move on to vehicle mode and those aspects, let's give some comparisons. Here's Prime with a smaller Modern Deluxe, a slightly bigger Modern Deluxe, Orion Pax, Optimus Prime, Optimus Prime, Nemesis Prime, Optimus Prime, Optimus Prime, me, and a hamburger. Now, being even more slimmed down compared to other modern Primes, I can say this one's transformation is pretty much as simple as it gets. But in a good way. If you needed to, I'm confident you could probably transform this guy with your eyes closed, if you generally knew the shapes and could feel around it for a little while. Now, our resultant truck mode is ever so slightly gappier than I would have wanted, but otherwise I think the aesthetics are perfect. Not necessarily super accurate to the real truck or anything, but it carries the same general design and spirit to the original toy. And I honestly love it for that. Feature-wise, he rolls fantastically on some nice PVC rubber tires. It's hard to describe how much nicer it feels to roll a toy around on tires that are at least partially rubber. I've honestly actually wondered pretty often, with all the rubber tires we see in LEGO sets and the like, even now, why the heck have we not gotten that more often in Transformers? I guess maybe aiming for collectors more means the desire to have something with a bit more longevity than most rubber products. You'll also be happy to hear that he is in fact compatible with the Earthrise Optimus trailer. And honestly, with how small the ER trailer was with the leader class figure, almost feels more fitting to have it here. Now if only I didn't need to sell a kidney to get a roller for the ER trailer. Anyway, one more size comparison before we get into the final thoughts. Here's Prime's truck mode with a small deluxe, a normal deluxe, packs, Prime, 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 and a burger. Now for my final thoughts. If you can't afford Missing Link, not only is this more than a fine alternative, it's also a little more bite-sized, so it's easier to have as a desk toy or to roll across your partner's chest. So that's a win in my book. So yeah, you should definitely buy this one, even if you have Missing Link, honestly. Look, you're gonna be displaying Missing Link Prime in one form or the other. You can just have this boy right next to him to show off the other form. I'm really fond of this guy, but let me know your thoughts on G1 Universe Prime down in the comments below. Whether it be this toy or the character, I suppose. See you next time. Tiv signing out. The gold bug head was right there, Hasbro. Would some horns have really broken the budget too much, considering you replaced Gears' entire face to make him more toy accurate?